week, we are balancing a little light and a little darkness, all in the name of innovation and technology in Africa. First, we begin our highlights with sustainable energy in Rwanda. And then, later on, get this, custom-made coffins commissioned by people from all over the world that are also put on display at various museums around the world by none other than a Ghanaian entrepreneur. Hello, good people. I am Stella Monica Mpande. Bi-weekly, we strive to bring you stories that inspire, empower, engage, and motivate young emerging African entrepreneurs using innovative brilliance as well as technology into action. The potential for renewable energy development in Africa is experiencing an increase in attention lately as investors and world leaders seek a new clean energy frontier. U.S. President Barack Obama's Mandela Washington Fellowship Initiative recently brought 500 of Africa's brightest minds to America to learn new skills and new experiences. Among them was Rwandan-born Jean Bosco Nzimana. His idea to compost household trash into cleaner cooking fuel for low-income families has won him several international innovation awards. Africa Innovation and Technology reporter Paul Ndiho has our report.
21-year-old Jean Bosco Nzimana is the founder and CEO of Habona Limited, a Rwandan startup trying to address the lack of electricity in his rural village of Kitabi. He is part of a new breed of young African innovators trying to change Rwanda's image.
I have a company back home called the Habona Limited. It does a lot of work regarding waste management, whereby we collect waste, and after collecting the waste, we use them to produce affordable and environmentally friendly products in the form of biomass briquettes.
Jean Bosco's fascination with biogas started when he was a young boy, and his vision to create a biogas plant that can transform organic waste into flammable gas that can be distributed to the local population for their energy needs. He is partnering with the government to collect household trash, which he then sells as cleaner, cheaper source of cooking fuel for poor families in Rwanda.
I grew up just thinking about what I can do for my family, so I came up with the idea of taking advantage of waste and use them to produce these kind of fuels which are actually better for the lives of people.
In his village, he's just a regular guy. In fact, very few people know about his innovation that is generating a buzz on the international scene. Jean Bosco was crowned last year as the winner of the Africa Innovation Prize and also recognized in 2014 as a top young entrepreneur in Rwanda.
Being recognized as the top young entrepreneur of Rwanda was very, very good for me because, it showed me that I'm doing meaningful things. It showed me that, what I do is really impactful to the community, and it gave me some sense of motivation.
For a rising biogas farm like Habona Limited, partnering with the right people in the business can definitely go a long way, as he plans to construct a biogas plant in his native country. While here in the United States, Jean Bosco attended Northwestern University for 6 weeks as part of the yearly fellowship. Dr. Mavi Norman served as a peer collaborator for Jean Bosco.
Bosco is an amazing young gentleman. Since I met him about 6 weeks ago, he's just shown to be a very serious, very focused, very diligent, very charismatic young man, and I'm certain that he is going to make some serious strides in Rwanda, but even beyond, throughout Africa.
Despite his early success, the young entrepreneur is focused on perfecting his innovation. He attributes his accomplishment to hard work.
Yeah.
What does success mean to you?
When people look at me, they say this young man is successful, and they say, he has won a lot of prizes, he has done this, but that doesn't mean success to me. For me, success is what I do to promote my society. Success means what I'm doing, how I'm working hard at my company.
The full implementation of this project will enable his company, Habona, to distribute biogas and biofertilizer to more than 500,000 households. For a young man whose dreams are big, the sky is the limit.
Still in Rwanda, a startup firm that uses a mobile solar kiosk to provide low-cost phone charging, airtime sales, and mobile money transfers is generating interest and rapidly becoming the leading distributor of renewable energy solutions to rural and urban communities. Analysts say the continent could become a gold mine for renewable energy due to abundant solar and wind resources. Paul and Dio can tell us more.
Henry Nyakarundi is a Rwandan innovator who has developed a cutting-edge technology which offers a one-stop shop for mobile phone users looking for low-cost and convenient charging services.
We developed is a patented technology called mobile solar kiosk, which is basically to deliver key services to the end user, to people at the base of the pyramid. And the key services we deliver is charging small electronics.
Nyakarundi grew up in Burundi and moved to the United States in 1996 to pursue further studies in computer science. After graduation, he ventured into other business pursuits, including transportation and real estate development. In 2013, he returned to his native country, Rwanda, to start ARID, a grassroots social enterprise that empowers the local community.
We can do charging, we can sell airtime, we can do mobile money, and very soon we'll be able to do data connectivity to the end user.
ARID makes use of a franchise model for its kiosks, allowing people with little capital to start their own businesses. Started under the African Renewable Energy Distribution, ARID is already making their mark on the global stage. The tech firm has so far attracted both national and international attention, winning the American Society for Mechanical Engineers Innovation Award, a global competition for hardware-led social ventures.
And we're using a franchise business model to promote entrepreneurship at the base of the pyramid. And we're planning to have 100,000 kiosks all across Africa through different partnerships.
As an experienced entrepreneur, Nyakarundi knew a good opportunity when he saw one, and he's part of a talented group of Rwandans trying to find homegrown solutions to some of the problems Rwandans are facing. He says that thinking outside of the box is what drove him to be innovative. Where do you manufacture this from?
China, of course, like everybody else, right? China. So we do the design in Rwanda, we design the technology in Rwanda, but the manufacturing is done in China. But in the future, part of the parts will be done in Africa.
Despite the challenges, the young entrepreneur is focused on perfecting his brainchild. Furthermore, ARID has partnered with Airtel to offset the cost of the kiosk.
Plug it in. And there you go. It's charged.
ARID is already planning to expand the brand and sell on the local market in Burundi, South Sudan, and Uganda.
I built this business to have a social impact, number one.
Okay.
And when you work at the end user with the BOP, the base of the pyramid, their revenue is so small. They make between $2 to $5 a day, so they can't afford this kiosk. So I had to create a model where partnership was key.
Tech analysts say Rwanda's fast-growing population and rapid urban development means there are more people likely to use the technology. Therefore, having a mobile smart solar kiosk could ease the burden of people in rural areas with no access to electricity.
So yes, perhaps I should add that roadblocks to clean energy worldwide are amplified throughout Africa. Financial resources are thin and infrastructure is often unreliable. But see, this is why such breakthroughs are significant, because they serve to respond to such limitations and present a transformative, sustainable impact on the continent. Still to come on the Africa Innovation and Technology channel, an adventure to the West African nation Ghana, where bamboo bikes are selling like hotcakes, and custom-made coffins are also made on display at various museums around the world. Yes, hotcakes and coffins. Did I really just say that? Well, we'll take a short break. But before we go, we want to know what you think about the Africa Innovation and Technology channel and the stories we cover. Join the conversation on Twitter and Facebook. Also check us out on our YouTube channel. Bi-weekly, we strive to bring you stories that inspire, empower, engage, and motivate young emerging African entrepreneurs using innovative brilliance as well as technology into action. A startup firm, Boomers International, a bicycle production company in Kumasi, Ghana, is generating a lot of interest and is rapidly becoming the leading producer of bamboo bicycles in West Africa. Our own Paul Ndiho recently had the very grand pleasure of visiting Boomers International and filed this report.
People are likely to ask, what kind of bike is that? And the answer is, it's a bamboo bike. An improved version that was first unveiled in 2009. For those who dare to be bold, this bamboo bike has a striking design, one that commands attention. So let's take it for a road test. Boomers International is a subsidiary social enterprise of the Yansu project. The company is located in the Ashanti region of Ghana, and it specializes in producing bamboo-framed bicycles which are exported to countries around the world. Kwebena Danso is the CEO of Boomers International.
Our whole focus is to train rural youth with the skills of building bamboo bicycles to give them employment, and also be able to market this to support both on the international and the local market.
Bicycles made from bamboo have been around for more than a century, but the demand has only increased in recent years. Today, Boomers International is seizing the opportunity to make use of this abundant natural resource, and the company is investing in the sustainability and the development of the local communities.
For every bike that is sold, a child in the rural area also gets education. So we're trying to promote education, support rural community development through education, empower these children in the rural communities by the sales of our bikes.
John Mafo is the head of the technical team at Boomers International.
I feel very happy because without this company, I never thought I would be at even that place, or people would be very interested in me in that way. So I'm very happy.
Some other apprentices have had the pleasure of being trained by Danso, who has given them the skills they need to build eco-friendly bicycles.
Okay, I take the inventory here, the tools they will be needing at the workshop. Maybe they will be needing hardener to spray the bikes. I give it to them and I record it.
Kwebena Danso says bamboo is the ideal crop to work with. It can be sustainably harvested and grows fast, without needing pesticides. The process requires the bamboo to be dry for 6 months and reinforced with carbon fiber. All the bicycles are handmade, which is reflected in the price tag.
This is a complete assembled bike made in Ghana here. This is the fork, the steer, and then we've also provided light in case you are riding in the evening or at night.
Boomers International is already planning to expand the brand to sell on the local market. Bike analysts say Ghana's fast-growing population and rapid urban development means there are more cars on the road. But having locally manufactured bikes could ease the crush of people using public transportation.
So remember when I mentioned the custom-made coffins? You probably thought I was referring to specific color combinations, the trimming, the material. Well, I would have thought so too, but no. Think bigger and broader and more creative. Think lobster-shaped coffin, or a coffin made to resemble a lion, a film projector, the Bible. Still in Ghana, these fantasy coffins are uniquely created to capture the essence of the departed, whether a character trait, an occupation, or a symbol of one standing in the community. Paul, I leave this one to you.
Ghanaians are well known for their elaborate coffins, from stools to symbolize a chief to big pens for teachers, journalists, and lawyers. This family enterprise has been passed on from generation to generation. A lot of people come here for customized coffins.
We have the film projector also for an old film producer or something. With crab, which is a totem of a particular clan. We have the lobster, which is also supposed to be for a chief fisherman. We have the van, the old trotro for a driver.
Like father, like son, Eric Ajeti Anang has been running this family business, which was started by his grandfather more than 50 years ago. The business has been passed down from generation to generation.
I'm the grandson of Kanekwe. Kanekwe happens to be the initiator and the initiator of design coffins in Ghana.
The tradition of adding designs or sculpturing coffins dates back to the Egyptian times. In Ghana, for instance, hand-carved coffins are popular and can be seen as a status symbol or a way of remembering the deceased's job or personality. Eric Anang's imagination runs wild in his carpentry shop. He's made everything from a tilapia casket for a fisherman to this cocoa pod for a farmer.
So the family comes with the idea of the profession of the deceased. So let's assume the deceased is a driver. They come with the idea of the car the deceased was driving. So if it's something I've done before, I could suggest let's try to do a modern car or something. So we don't do any drawings at all, but we try to get a prototype of what we are doing.
These fantasy coffins continue as a tradition in Ghana today and have been commissioned by people from around the world and are also a display at various museums around the world.
I sent 24 pieces to Denmark, and just this morning I got to understand a museum bought all the 24 pieces. I was there also myself. I built 2 pieces, which has also been sold. I sent 20 pieces last year to Russia, and they ended up in a museum. Just a couple of months ago, like in January or February, I sent one to Florida, which is in the form of a seahorse.
Eric says the technology of building the most popular coffins is perfectly controlled. If you want to send away your loved one in a customized coffin, this is the place where you come to get that made for you. Paul Ndiho in Tishi, Accra, Ghana.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, ironically, we will end our show on that note, but not for forever. Be sure to watch the Africa Innovation and Technology channel online every 2 weeks. And remember, check us out on our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you soon. For now, so long from Washington, D.C.